Hello, my name's Larry Hussey, and my Drug Force films are now streamed on services such as Stash, War and Military on YouTube, and also on OTT free videos on Amazon Fire TV. That's on Amazon Fire TV, and then on the F Awesome app. And so I am a filmmaker who is streamed on streaming services. And when I started making Drug Force in 2021, one thing I was also doing is running for city council member, and so that went together with it. And um, I was thinking that the police were not doing their jobs; they were not keeping the people secure enough, and that the police were letting corruption have its way, and the police were not doing their jobs the way they're supposed to, and they were allowing their police departments to be corrupt in however ways they do it. And when I was started, the messages I got, the meta messages I got, the secondhand messages I got were, you're not supposed to protest insecurity and police not doing their jobs enough and police being corrupt and not doing their jobs. You're not supposed to protest that. You're supposed to protest police brutality, police being over, police doing too much, police going over their bounds, police doing too much, and you're supposed to be in favor of cutting police forces in half because supposedly there's too many police officers. Those were the meta messages that I was getting. Is that you can't protest police not doing their jobs and not keeping the public secure. You're supposed to protest them. You're supposed to protest police beatings and stuff. Okay, but I knew that in America, at least, police brutality was being addressed, and it was being addressed very effectively. And so now I want to take a victory lap and say, Viva la Gen Z peaceful movement, because it's in Mexico City and in other cities. And I'm the creator of Drug Force. And so I say Drug Force and Gen Z peaceful movement are friends. We are amigos. We are friends. Okay. Because what I started protesting in 2021 was legally protesting, is that peaceful legal protest, not violating the law in any way at all. Peaceful protest, not violating the law at all. Okay? No law violations at all. Okay? And so I was protesting insecurity. And guess what Gen Z peaceful movement is protesting in Mexico City? What the lady said in the AP interview, when the lady in the crowd, one of the protesters, she said, we are tired of people being killed in the streets and nothing happens. The police don't do anything. People are being murdered in the streets and nothing happens from the police in terms of security. They are protesting insecurity. And that is, those two words together, those are kind of foreign to Americans. Protesting insecurity. See, I didn't even know those two words together. In 2021, I didn't know I was protesting insecurity. But thanks to Gen Z and the Gen Z peaceful movement, I realize I'm protesting insecurity. We're protesting the insecurity caused by corruption of police and the insecurity caused by police not doing their jobs and not being trained to do their jobs, not being willing to do their full jobs, not using all the tools that they have. I've done videos talking about how police don't even use their tools that they can use to measure decibels in audio and measure decibels and find out that someone is exceeding the legal amount of decibels if you call on a noise complaint. Police don't even bother just pulling it out of their trunk and turning on a decibel meter. Okay, that's insecurity. Okay, when a policeman says, "Oh well, I've heard that there's some sort of mafia order that you're not supposed to save this guy. You're supposed to let the mafia go after him." That's insecurity on a major scale. That's insecurity. And so these Gen Z protesters, I know what they're talking about. Um, they're protesting the fact that they don't feel safe walking down the street. They worry that they're going to be or mugged or beaten, assaulted for no reason, just because some criminal is bored and they know they can get away with anything, and so they'll beat you or kill you. And they're protesting that insecurity, which has corruption and police just not doing their jobs, and that goes from the top to the bottom. The whole police not doing their jobs from the very very tip top to the people in the police academy. Okay, top to bottom, police academy to all the way up to however high it goes. Everyone just not being willing to do their jobs to the full. Okay, and so Gen Z peaceful protests that do not break the law, and drug flush. We are friends. Okay, and that's what I wanted to say, because I feel really strongly about it, that I wanted to take this victory lap and say I was right. Okay, in 2021 they said you can't protest insecurity, you have to protest police brutality, you have to say police are doing too much. No, I think that issue is being handled. And in 2021, I said I think that issue is being handled properly now. And so what we need to protest now is insecurity, because police are sitting around saying, "Well, I'm not being brutal. Look at me, I'm not being brutal." See, they're sitting around in their easy chair going, "I'm not being brutal. I'm not being brutal." Yeah. See, no. Now we need to protest insecurity because they're not keeping us safe. Okay. Okay, there's 3 minutes left on the 10-minute time frame. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening.